Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of the Farmer's Farm. So today we are going to talk about pineapple, right? Specifically, how do you know when a pineapple is mature, or when do you know that when it is ripe, right? So if you look online, you may see many different ways people talk about, but I have one specific method that I use to really, find out if the pineapple is mature. And it is basically what I learned from, I didn't learn this in school, right? I learned this from my grandmother. I always, see her doing it. So basically, first of all, let us talk about the pineapple, right? So basically this is the crown, then call it the crown, right? And this part is what we basically eat, but this is the part that you would cut off and plant to grow. But let us dive into the whole maturity aspect of it. So normally a pineapple ripens from the bottom up, right? So as you can see on this, right, you can come in a little closer, you can see that it is basically ripening from the bottom up. So if you can look a little closer to it, the color is different. The top is different from the bottom. So the bottom has a more yellow, like golden yellowish look, and the top has a more greener look. So this is showing you that the top is not so mature, and it is basically ripening from the bottom up, right? So this is basically how it looks when it is starting to ripe. This is not a fully ripe or fully mature pineapple, right? But it is mature, but it is not fully ripe. If it was fully ripe, all of it would look like this yellowish color, right? All of it would look like that. So basically that is, in terms of color, that is one indication to know that the pineapple is ripe. Right. My method is, another method is, what I normally do is, here is called the shoot apex. That is where basically the leaves would come from, the newer leaves would come from, right? So what I normally do is I pull on one of the leaves inside the heart, then put it in the heart, or the shoot apex. I pull on one of them, and if it easily comes out, that means the pineapple is mature, right? So if you pull on one, right, like that, and it comes out easily, it is a sign that it is mature, right? So bear that in mind. Alright, so let us move on to basically planting the top. People call it the top, but it's basically the crown, this part. So let us move on to how we go about planting the top of the pineapple. Please bear in mind that I actually bought this out of a supermarket, and normally this is imported. So normally when you look inside the middle here, a lot of exporters, before they export the pineapple, what they do is that they try to cut out the middle end, the growing part of the crown. They try to cut it out to kind of what you would call prevent the pineapple from growing, right? So because some of them do it because they don't want other people to grow their variety, so they try to disrupt, to destroy then the crown. Then they try to destroy the crown of the pineapple. So my advice to you is, whenever you are going to buy a pineapple and you really want to plant the crown, look inside here. Well, luckily this one is growing well and they didn't cut it out, right? Look inside here and see if there is any damage done, right? Well, if there is damage done, based on the degree of damage, the leaves will still grow back, right? They will still grow back, but some of them will damage the crown to a point where it cannot grow. So basically what we have here is, we have some water, I have a knife. This is rooting powder, and you will see how we use that, and we have a bottle, right? So what we are going to do is we are going to cut off the crown from the pine, right? So I'm going to cut it a certain way to demonstrate something to you. So let us go ahead and cut it off. Right. So this is what you would plant. But guess what? Sometimes a lot of people may say that, well, I plant the crown of the pine and it rottens, it didn't grow, it just rottens and die. Let me show you one thing. When you cut it like this and leave so much of the pine on it, this can be a source of fungal infection, right? So this can be infested with fungal spores when you put it in the soil, and it can cause it to rot. And when it starts to rot now, you know, it affects the crown then of the pine and prevent it from growing, right? So that is normally what happens sometimes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically cut this off. I'm going to cut this off, right? So I'm going to cut it off, right? There you go. And then what you are going to do now is you are going to strip away these leaves here, right? You're going to strip them away, right? Strip away, because what happens is that this is very similar to ear layering, or ear layering. It's similar to ear layering. You want to strip off as much of the leaf from the point where the root is going to come from. So you don't want too much leaves there to be taking nutrients, right, from actually root growth. So you strip away the leaves, right? Strip away the leaves, right, so that the plant will not have too many leaves then to put nutrients, right? So there you go, right? There you go. So basically this is where the roots will come from. So what you want to do is I'm going to cut this bottle, right? I'm going to cut this bottle, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little rooting hormone, right? Not much, right? Add some water, give it a thorough mix, right? And then this is where we'll start our crown. This is where we'll start our crown. So the rooting hormone is inside the water. Normally when you are doing ear layering, you know, people would put the rooting hormone around the hair that they scrape, but we are going to mix it in the water for the pineapple, since as we're going to put the crown inside this. So what you are going to do now is just insert this inside here, right? Insert inside, and you just leave this, and in no time it will start rooting. And once it starts rooting, then you know that you can always transfer this now into a pot, or you plant it in, you know, in the soil, right? So this is one way to really start the pineapple crown, right? And this will take approximately, when you start rooting and you plant it, it will take approximately like maybe about 24 months, right, before you will get a pineapple from it. You know, the further back you start a pineapple, the longer you have to wait. So if you planted a bigger what I would call it, a bigger sucker, then it would take a shorter time to mature. So again, you just leave this somewhere safe and it will start rooting. And once you observe enough rooting, you just go ahead and plant it out. Again, thank you for viewing this episode, and please remember to subscribe and share, because knowledge is power. Thank you.